it got better as the game went on. Started to get into a good rhythm. Um, but it was really a couple mistakes, a changeup left out over the plate to Gardner. And, I started out in a 3-0 count to LeMahieu to start off the game, and worked it back full and threw a sinker that just was elevated a little bit too much. And a guy like that has a really nice inside out swing, and played into his swing and into the stadium, and he put a nice swing on it. But I think it was really two pitches, and then the third run came off a sinker that just caught some plate. I started in a pretty good spot, but it ran back to the middle of the plate to Hicks. But other than that, I feel like it was pretty strong. The stuff was good. Felt like I had more in the tank, but I understand the reasoning to make a switch there. Being my first outing, and a game played after we haven't been on the field in quite some time, but it's something to build off. It's not the result that I expected or wanted from my performance, but I look forward to being better the next time out.
Let's go to Scott Lauber.
Jake, you just touched on it, but Joe was talking about before the game, the need to be kind of careful here early, especially with the 7-day layoff. Was wondering just how much conversation there was there after the 5th inning about, going back out there for the 6th, and whether you really kind of fought to stay in that game, or how that kind of went down.
Yeah, it's a good question. The decision was made kind of before we had that conversation. I totally understand it. Being my first time out, I worked up to 88 pitches 7 or 8 days ago, and was scheduled to start, had it moved around. We had our season put on hold for reasons involving the virus, and it's been tough on all of us. But I think if I had a start under my belt, I probably would have been able to go back out for the 6th inning. But I understand it. I want to be able to make every start this season for our team, and it was probably the right move. I had more in the tank, felt good, and like I said, I got stronger as the game went on. But under the circumstances, Joe and BP felt like it was the right way to go, and I stand behind those guys.
All right, let's go to Todd Zolecki.
Jake, I was just curious about the Gardner home run, what you thought of it off the bat. It looked like it kind of snuck out of there. He doesn't have too many balls to the opposite field like that.
Yeah, I felt pretty similar on both of the home runs. Both not very good pitches, to be honest.
Okay.
They just caught enough of it to sneak out, first or second row. But those are the conditions we're playing in the stadium, and they understand the environment. They know kind of how to handle their approach and make things like that happen. Whether it goes in the first or second row, or 475 feet, they're still home runs. So the Gardner changeup just wasn't down in the strike zone, allowed him to put a good swing on it, especially kind of moving away from him. It didn't have enough depth on it to miss the barrel. And, it is what it is. But just need to kind of refine that pitch a little bit more and be better the next time out.
Thanks.
All right, we only have time for one more. I'll finish up with Matt Gelb.
Hey, Jake, after the rainout tomorrow, you guys will play 56 games in 54 days. And I'm wondering, does this team, or does any team have enough quality pitching to get through a stretch like that? It seems like quite the challenge.
Well, I think the workload and the time in between games, staying physically ready and preparing your body for a schedule that we're going to have to face is what we're going to have to do. There's only one way to handle it, and it's to prepare the best way we can physically, and keeping our body in a position where, we can make those things happen. And we have the guys to do that. Like, our guys are all physical. all of our arms work extremely hard, and you got to look at the position players as well. That's a heavy workload for them, and being able to get the appropriate amount of rest, at night, getting some good sleep, being able to recover for those guys as well is really important. And it seems like the deck is stacked against us, but that doesn't matter. This is a situation that's been difficult for every team to deal with, and I feel like after we were hit by this the first time, we handled it really well. We've been following the protocols, and we had 2 false positives, which kind of set us back a little bit, but none of the players testing positive in the past several weeks is it just shows that we're doing everything we can to make sure our guys stay healthy.